this should be the final episode of this Gainsborough painting, I'm hoping, and so I've got a few little things to touch up here and there, but essentially I think I've worked long enough on this project now, and I'm just going to tidy up the dog, work on a few of the stones, and just generally just to touch up here and there. I've added the sheep, slightly out of perspective, but never mind. And I do apologise for recording on my video and not on my sound device, so that might have caused a little bit of echoing. So it's been a long day, and well, I'll just hand you over to myself, who's going to talk you through the process. Okay, thank you very much to myself. So let's have a quick look at what we're doing here. We're just going to finish off the painting today, I think. Get it to the standard that I want to see, and maybe I'll play around with it again in the future, who knows. But I mean, as far as the lesson is concerned, I think this is just about as far as I could possibly take it. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about Thomas Gainsborough, I think. He was noted mainly for his speed of painting. Yeah, the speed he actually applied his paint. And he worked more from observations of nature and then the application of formal academic rules. So in other words, he just wing it. He wunged it. He did. He certainly did. He didn't follow so many rules. He just did what he wanted to do. And I think that's what a lot of us should consider, is the poetic sensibility of painting. And that also brings me into Constable, who said, on looking at them, we find tears in our eyes and know not what brings them. That's what he said about Thomas Gainsborough's paintings. Thomas Gainsborough's enthusiasm for landscapes is shown in the way that he merged figures of his portraits with scenes behind them, like the one I'm painting with John Plampin. He enjoyed his landscape paintings, and the way he made money was put portraits in front of him. So that's basically what he did. He wunged it. He did. His landscapes are often painted at night by candlelight, using a tabletop arrangements of stones, pieces of mirrors, broccoli and the like as models. His later work was categorised by light, a nice light palette and easy economical strokes. Gainsborough only known assistant was his nephew Gainsborough Dupont. In the last year of his life he collaborated with John Hopner in the painting a full-length portrait of Lady Charlotte Talbot. Yes. The Girl with the Pigs. Girl with Pigs. The best picture Gainsborough ever painted, or perhaps ever will, they reckon. I don't know about that one. I'm actually going to the London Gallery with Jason this year, which is 2017. And I'm hoping to have a look at some of Gainsborough's works. Works that I can think of off the top of my head is the portrait of James Christie, which was 1778. Madame Leburn, 1780. Frances Browen, Mrs. John Douglas, that was 1783 to 1784. The River Landscape, which was undated, and Coastal Landscape with a shepherd and his flock. I'm hoping to see some of them. I hope so, anyway. Anyway, where are we? We're doing pretty well here, I think. And I'm glad I started this painting in actual fact. And again, I got to thank Jason. It's taught me a lot. I've learned a lot about the different styles of painting. I like painting pet portraits. That's my love. But I've learned such a lot by looking at this artist and trying to work out his brushstrokes and the way he actually did things, you know. So I'm just applying some highlights now on the setter. I think it's a setter or a pointer. Could be a pointer. I don't know. He's a hunting dog anyway. You can see in the background we've got a bit of a church, we've got a farmhouse, and a couple of sheep in the field. And as I said in an earlier video, they are slightly out of proportion, but it doesn't really matter. A nice subtle background, a lovely darkish type of sky. Now, I didn't know until I just read what I read about him actually painting this in candlelight. I was already assumed that he was out on location, but obviously not. So if he did paint this from sketches, and then I take my hat off to the man. That's why he's a master. Certainly is. I know he turned out a vast amount of paintings to keep up with his orders. But as you can see, if you do study his work, or you get a chance to see his work, you'll see that his love was definitely landscapes. And I think portraits, as I said earlier, were just a way that he could make his money. But incorporating landscapes as well. So I think if I was in his position, I'd do exactly the same thing. It doesn't become a job then, does it? If you're doing something you really enjoy and you're passionate about. That's what I think. We'll have to ask Jason, won't we? So he said we are going to London shortly, and to visit the galleries, the London Gallery, and we're going to go to the Portrait Gallery as well, hopefully, and we're going to be making a video. Don't know on what yet, but we will definitely have a laugh, I'm sure. Okay, there's not much I can say now, really. I'm just waffling on. I want to thank you very much for watching these lessons. From 1 to 12, actually, it's 12 episodes of this, and then I will be putting out the actual full painting. Then I'll have to speed it up a bit, obviously, which will take you from start to finish. And as I said, what I'll most probably do, I'll play around with this painting for a couple more months, I expect, just playing with it. When I get bored, I'll just pick it up and do a little bit more here, a little bit more there, and hopefully when that's done, then I can age the painting, and that's another video. So until then, thank you very much for joining me on this lesson and the other 11. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and please leave comments in the comment box, and read the descriptions, because there's useful information in there about royalty-free sites and what brushes I've used and paints that I've used. That's always important to do that. My name is Clive from clive5art. Thank you very much for joining me on this, and I will just leave you with a little bit more music to the completion and the final part of the painting. Bye. So I'm just continuing to add some shadows and bring a little bit of life to this landscape now. And as I said, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you on a weekly basis for some fantastic lessons. So grab your brush, have a great time, and don't forget to click subscribe.